In this video, I'll show you how to buy and sell stocks using the Robinhood app. I'll show you some of the key things I look for when I'm investing in stocks. And stick around to the end of the video and I'll show you how to get 3 free stocks, one valued up to $250, one valued up to $500, and one valued up to $1,400. Hi, I'm Jeremy Zargami. Welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to walk you through step by step on how to buy and sell stocks using the Robinhood app. If you haven't already, please click that like button down below. It greatly helps out this video. And please consider subscribing if the topics of investing in stocks, real estate, and personal finance interest you. Let's get into it. If you haven't downloaded the Robinhood app yet, I'll put a link to the video I made recently that walks you through how to set up an account with Robinhood. Once you have your account set up, we're going to open up the app. So we're going to pull out our phones, we're going to open up the app. Okay, so from here, we're going to click on the little magnifying glass in the bottom, at the bottom, right in the middle. Click on that. It's going to take us to the browse search. Okay, so from here, we can click on this popular list. We can look through. So there's 100 most popular. You can click on different sectors. Okay, healthcare, technology. Top movers is like the ones that have gone the highest and lowest of the day. There's different countries. You can click pharmaceuticals, finance, okay, all this stuff. ETFs, that's a great one. So you can look through all these ones. 2019 IPOs, which means companies that just got like into the stock market. Initial public offerings in 2019, so relatively new to the stock market. Banking, real estate. Okay, so you can click different categories, but for the sake of this, we're gonna click on the search. So you can search any company in here. If you don't know the ticker, that's okay. You can just put in the name. So we'll type in something that I don't have, but something that everyone will recognize. So let's type in Pepsi. So if I don't know the ticker, I just type in Pepsi, and it'll come up right there. Go ticker symbol PEP. So pull it up. So it's $136.08. So right at the top, you'll see it says the movement of the day. So if it's gone up or down today. So it's gone down 39 cents today. So 0.29% of the stock. And then after hours, it went up 22 cents. So 0.16%. So from here, you can look at 1 week. Okay, 1 month. So within a month, it's gone up 2.88%. 3 months, 1 year, and then 5 years. And then the other one is like the candlestick. I think it's called a candlestick view. It's basically for like day traders or people just to see how many down days and how many up days, how many red days and green days they've had. So I don't really use that. But something I wish Robinhood did was have like a 10-year and then a lifetime of the stock. But you can always go to like something like Yahoo Finance, and you can see like a 10-year, if it's been around for 10 years, and then all the way to the lifetime of the whole stock, so you can see where it's been. So I recommend doing that. So from here, we're gonna scroll down, and you'll see some more information right here. So the ones I normally look at is the 52-week high and the 52-week low. So I'll see where the current stock price is at right now, and if it's higher, if it's closer to the 52-week low, or if it's closer to the 52-week high, because that kind of gives me an idea if it's like a good price right now. So it's at 136.08. It's definitely closer to the 52-week high. So it might be a little bit overpriced right now. And another way I can tell if it's a little bit overpriced is I'll look at the PE ratio. So the price to earnings ratio. So if you go over to the right, almost near the second to the bottom, it says PE ratio. So the PE ratio is 28.08. That means you take the price of the stock, 136.08, and you divide it by the price, if you divide it by earnings per share. So the earnings per share is down here, right here, earnings per share. And you take the price divided by earnings per share, and you'll get the PE ratio. So it's currently trading at 28 times the earnings right now, is how you would say it. So basically, all you need to know is that a good PE ratio is about 13 to 15. So if it's 15 or below, it's usually like a good like a well-priced stock, essentially. So another good way to see, because it varies based on different industries. So another good way to tell if it's overpriced or not is go to something similar. So I'll go to like Coca-Cola. So if I click on Coca-Cola and I go to their PE ratio is 21.96. So Coca-Cola would be a better price stock compared to Pepsi right now. So you just have to do your research. Okay, so use things like Yahoo Finance. Look at the spreadsheet, look at the the balance sheet and all that stuff, and do some research. If you think that the company long term, if you're going to hold this long term and you think Pepsi over the long term is going to do well, then maybe it's not as big of a deal. Also, if you're a dividend growth investor like myself, the dividend is also a very big factor. Okay, so the dividend yield is 2.83% for Pepsi. So that means for every $100, Pepsi's going to pay you $2.83 per year, and that's usually divided into 4 quarters. Okay, so they'll divide that up, and it doesn't seem like a lot, but as the price of the stock grows, okay, that dividend keeps growing, and usually companies that have good track records, they'll increase their dividends each year. Okay, the percentage goes up, and then as your portfolio grows, as the company grows, you're going to end up getting more dividends, and you can use that to put it back into that stock, or you can use that dividend money to put it into other investments. And so dividends, I'll go into more about dividends in later videos, but just know it's really important. Okay, so if you're thinking of buying and holding on to stocks long term, which I highly recommend, the dividend yield is definitely going to help, especially later on. It's gonna grow. That it's just gonna grow and help you be able to have a nice, safe kind of retirement income. So I'll go into it in a different video. That's a whole separate video, but let's keep going. So now we're gonna scroll down a little bit. So right here it says 20 analyst ratings. So I don't really pay attention to this because I don't know who these 20 analysts are, and their guess is just as good as anyone's, essentially. So they say that Pepsi's a 55% buy, 45% hold. So they're kind of both on the fence. So and then if you scroll down a little bit, this is kind of cool. I like this a little bit. It says bulls say, so this is from Morningstar. Bulls say, so if you're bullish on a stock, it means that you feel like it's going to keep growing. You feel like it's going to keep, it's going to increase over the long term. So if you're bullish on a stock, that means you want to buy it. So I'll click on this and I'll see what bulls are saying, or at least one bull from Morningstar. Okay, so I'll get to read up a little bit on the positive of the company. And then if I scroll over, it says bears say. So bears basically think the stock is going down, trending down. It's not worth buying right now. Maybe it's overpriced. And so you look at this and it says, maybe it talks about their debt. Maybe it talks about they don't have the money to increase the dividends, or they're going to cut the dividends, or so, so there's always something more negative in this one and then something positive on this side. So I like to read both and kind of see what they're saying, and then I can, I don't put too much emphasis on this. I like to do my own research, but it's just nice. Sometimes you'll pick up little like nuggets that you didn't know. If you go scroll down, right here it says earnings. So this is the earnings per share. So every quarter, companies have to report their earnings. So if you see the more like a dimmer green dot is the expected earnings per share, and then the brighter green dot is the actual earnings per share. So every quarter, companies will report. So you see how it says expected on 10/1 pre-market. So before the market opens on 10/1, Pepsi will announce their earnings for quarter 3. So usually around this time, the stock is a little more volatile. It goes up or down depending on what people think the earnings call is going to say. And so actually for quarter 1 and quarter 2, you can see the green dot, the brighter green dot is above the dimmer one. So the actual earnings per share exceeded expectations both in quarter 1 and quarter 2, which is a good sign. It means Pepsi's doing better than people are expecting. So that's good, even if it is overpriced or a little bit overpriced. So if you scroll down right here, it says people also bought, and you can go through. It says Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, McDonald's, AT&T. So people who also bought Pepsi bought these ones, and it makes sense because a lot of these are higher yielding dividend stocks. I own a bunch of these ones as well. Okay, so you can look through that, which is kind of cool. And then if you didn't already know everything there is to know about Pepsi, you can read this and kind of get an idea. This helps for companies that I might not be totally familiar with. Something like Pepsi, I guess I could read it and be like, oh, cool, they own Frito-Lay and Gatorade and Quaker and Tropicana and like there's kind of some cool stuff you can read. So a little read up. So it shows the CEO, it shows where the headquarters is, how many employees they have, what year it was founded. So now the important part. So how to buy it, right? So how to buy the stock. We're going to click at the very bottom. We're going to click buy. So that green button, click it. And from here we can say we want 1 share, we want 10 shares, and it'll show the estimated cost below. So this is called a market price. So you can pay when you ask for market price, it's a little sketchier because you're not exactly going to pay. You could pay higher, you could pay lower than the price it says right there. So what I like to do, instead of just saying I want to buy 1 share for market price, I switch to what's called a limit order. So if you click up where it says shares in the right hand corner, click on that, it'll pull up a menu, go to conditional orders, and I click limit order. See where it says right there? Buy PEP at maximum price or lower. So I click on that. So this is going to make sure that I get the stock at the price that I want it at. So I'm setting a price that I'm not willing to pay higher than, which is good, because if you do market price, sometimes you'll want to get it at 136 and you'll end up paying 140 for it. And you're like, I didn't want it at 140. Now that's way overpriced. So what we want to do, so you could do something like, you could say I want it at 135, and you could set it for the day, and if the stock gets down at 135 or lower, it'll automatically buy it for you. But usually I'll only, if I really want a stock and I see it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hold this for the next 30 plus years, it doesn't really matter if sometimes if it's at 136.08 and you put 136 and you're like, I need that 8 cents to go down 8 cents before it buys it. It's just put 136.08 if you really want that stock. Okay, if you don't really care, you can put 135, and if it doesn't hit, then it'll cancel the order at the end of the day. But usually I put the exact price. So 136.08. Okay, and hit continue. Now it's going to ask me to set my trading hours. So usually I just put market hours. So that's when the market's open, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. I don't usually put extended hours. I usually like to try to buy it within the market hours. I just feel like it's cleaner. It's just there's more volatility and stuff in extended hours, so I'll just put during market hours. So hit continue. So because the market's closed right now, when I'm recording this, it's saying that this is good until the market closes tomorrow. So if the market was open right now, it wouldn't ask me. I would just go to the next one. But because it's closed, it's asking me if I want to go. You can extend it up to 90 days, but I don't recommend that. I just like to do it day by day. So just put it until the market closes. Keep going. And now from here. Okay, so if we click, so now you click number of shares. So if I want 1 share, that's fine. It'll be 136 and 8 cents. So if you look up on the left upper corner, it says I have $187.97 available. So I could buy this $136 stock. If I wanted 2 shares, it'd be $272. It wouldn't let me. So if I hit review, it'll say not enough buying power. So I only have enough power to buy 1 share. So if I would like 2 shares, I can deposit $84.19, and you can always go click and make a deposit. And you usually get that money instantly if you haven't used it already, your instant deposit money, and then you can buy 2 shares if you really wanted to. If you really were like, man, this is such a good price, I want to buy it right now. So if you just want one share, click one share, review, and then from here you would just swipe up. Okay, so I would just put my thumb here and I would go up. Okay, so I'm not gonna do it, but I would swipe up and you would buy that stock. Okay, so let me go back now. And now I'm gonna show you how to sell a stock. So we're gonna go to a stock that I have, which is, I'll click on GoPro. So GoPro, this is actually funny because I bought this stock when I first started investing on Robinhood. I had like $200 something and I bought some, I don't know, like Facebook or app or something like that. And I had a little bit of money left over. And I was like, let me just buy like a few shares of GoPro. Like, I don't recommend doing that. If you have like leftover money, just save it and then buy something that you really want. I didn't really want GoPro. It was just like, oh, GoPro is like $2 a share and I have a few dollars. Like, let me just buy as many shares as I can with a little bit of money I have left over. And what's funny is that since then, the stock has gone up 97%. So I'm like, oh man, I should have put in like $500,000 into it, but it was just like a garbage $2 stock at the time. So I was just like, let me just throw in like $7-8 here and like just call it a day. But so this is how it looks when you're trying to sell a stock. So we'll hit trade right here and we'll hit sell. Now you can do the market price sell off like this, but it could go lower. So just like when you're buying a stock, so if I want to sell these 3 shares, let's say I want to sell 3 shares, I would get $15.72. Let's say the stock goes down like $1, or let's say it even goes down, like has some crazy thing happen and it goes down like whatever, a bunch of money. So I could, you know, it could drop to like whatever, $4, $3, whatever. And if I just set it at market price, it'll just sell it no matter what. So what I like to do is I click on the top right where it says shares, click that, and then I click limit order. So click limit order, and so it won't sell. This is my minimum price. So you could put your minimum price just like at $5, and that's the minimum price it'll sell it for. So it'll sell at $5 or higher. But you might as well sell it at the market price. So I put $5.24 and hit continue. Same thing as like when you're buying it. So during market hours, and then it's good until tomorrow. So if I want to sell my 3 shares at $5.24, which is what it's at right now, boom, hit review, and then I would swipe up to sell it. Okay, and that's how I would make sure I would sell it right at the price that I wanted to sell it at. And there you go. Now you know how to buy and sell stocks using the Robinhood app, and some key things to look for when choosing the stock you're investing in. I plan to dive even deeper into how I pick stocks and the way that I research them, so look for that in future videos. But for now, the things that I taught you today should help you make pretty informed decisions on good, solid stocks to invest in for the long term. Since you made it this far in the video, I'm going to tell you how to get those 3 free stocks. So 2 of the free stocks you can get by signing up with Webull, link down below. When you sign up, you get a free stock valued up to $250, and when you deposit $100, you get the second free stock valued up to $1,400. And the third stock is through Robinhood. When you sign up for Robinhood, you get 1 stock for free valued up to $500, and that's 3 free stocks. Use those links below to get those 3 free stocks. If you have any more questions, please comment below. I hope you got value out of this video, and I hope you're confident now on how to buy and sell stocks using the Robinhood app. Please remember to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing and joining me along on this investing journey. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.